Well, hello everybody. I am so sorry about that. I have no idea what the problem was, and I don't really know how I fixed it either. oh, darn it, is all I can say. I am so sorry. We're nearly an hour late. Oh dear. Sometimes it makes me scream, Facebook. Right. So, how many? Oh, I can see somebody's with me, so I'm not talking to myself. Good. Right, let's just wait a few minutes. Whoever is with me, if you'd like to say hello, it would be nice to know who has been patient enough to join me. And I can't see comments either, so... Who has been patient enough? Oh, Sue, thank you so much. I can see you're watching. Brilliant. Right. Now I'm just going to have to... You're going to see my arm going across the screen because I had to completely unplug my PC, plug it into another place, and completely reorganise my desk. So that's why it's taken me so long. Right, okay. Well, welcome Sue, and thank you very much, and welcome everybody else who's with me. Isn't it a grotty day? I hope you can see me okay, because it is a dreadful day out, and I've had to put some lights on, which I hope are okay. Okay, I'm just going to give it 5 minutes. If you don't mind, pop and get yourself a nice drink, and then I will start. I've got everything ready. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, right, I'm going to start. So thank you all very much for joining me today, and I do apologise for the delay. When you do come on, let me know who's here. It would be lovely to know where you are and where you're from as well. And we're going to get started. So today I've been having a poppy day. Now I love poppies, and the first thing we're going to make is we're going to make this lovely poppy wreath. Now this is just a prototype that I did the other day, just to see whether the idea that I had would work. Alright, so I've got all the bits ready, and let me just show you. The dies are part of the set that comes with Painted Poppies. Now this is a set that's carried over from last year's catalogue. Alright, so we have had this stamp set, and then we had a couple of sets of dies, and this is the set of dies that I'm using, and I think they're called Peaceful Poppies dies, but these are fabulous. Alright, and what I have done is I have die cut all of the pieces that are required to make a wreath. Alright, you can see we've got big flowers, we've got the cut out flowers. These create lovely cutout shape. We've got leaves and we've got a smaller flower as well there. All right, so let me just show you what I've got here. So I have die cut 6 leaves, all right, and I have punched using the medium daisy punch. These are going to make the middle of my flowers, and each flower needs 2 of those. So I've got 6 leaves. All right, I cut those, and then this is the base for my flower, which is one of this die here, this plain die as part of the set, and we're going to have 9 flowers. All right, and so I've die cut 9 of those, and the card that I've used is Poppy Parade. It would be, wouldn't it, because they're poppies. So we've got 9 flowers, and then the second layer, if I show you my poppy, you can see they've got a second layer to give them some dimension, and these are the small flowers, which is this little die, which I can't find on here at the minute. Oh, here it is. So this just cuts the outline of that shape. All right, and because each flower needs 3, I've cut 27 of these. Right, so let's get started. Now this is going to take a little while, all right, but I wanted to do it from scratch so that you could see how easy, once you get going, it's easy to do. All right, now the card obviously is quite flat at the minute, but what we need to do is we need to break some fibres. So literally all I'm doing is I'm going round each one and I'm just bending the card. Can you see I'm just bending it in all sorts of different directions, and this is so that we break the fibres of the card and take away that flatness. All right, and you need to do that with each of your pieces, and the important bits to do, I think, are the edges, because when you see a poppy, you never see a poppy that's got a flat edge, do you? You see it's all wrinkly and very delicate. So let's just carry on. Literally I'm just going round each one, and when I made my prototype I was sitting making it while I was watching the telly, so I didn't really take much notice of how long it took me to do it, because I was watching the telly and I think I was doing this at the same time. I don't remember what I was watching, but it meant that I could concentrate on watching the telly and doing this at the same time. So there we go. I know what I haven't shown you is I haven't shown you what I'm going to use for the ring. Now let's get these done first. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just pulling them backwards and forwards, just stretching the fibres. There we go. Nearly there. see them piled up, you can see that they're going to end up looking a bit like a poppy. And I hope you can hear me all right. So, there we go. Have you seen that they've said that the Royal British Legion would like everybody to put a poppy in their window, because obviously the usual parades and things are not going to be able to happen in the same way, and it'd be nice for us to show our support for all the veterans and everybody who's serving at the moment. And what I thought I might do is, if anybody wants to buy a kit to make your poppy wreath, then I would supply everything that you would need, and I would donate some of the money to the Royal British Legion. Right, I'm on my last big one. There we go, so that 9 done. Those are the big flowers. Let me just show you the rings that I'm going to use. Right, so this is a 7-inch ring with a 1-inch gap, and I've actually cut 3 of these. I've done them on my electronic cutting machine, so I'm going to glue those 3 together, and that will give us a bit of stiffness. All right, so let's just carry on. So I need to just carry on and make these ones as well. So we've done the big flowers, now we're doing the little flowers. Okay. This actually is the longest bit of the process. Once you've done all of these, it doesn't take very long to put it all together. Oh, the wind's definitely getting up. Can you hear it howling round the house? And I've got a tree at the bottom of my garden that I can see the top of from my window, and it is definitely bluing around. And I've just watched a couple of birds try to land in it, and oh, there you go, they're not having a lot of luck. And it is so dark, it's horrible. Okay. Hello Judy, thank you for joining. I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm going to wave to you. I had a bit of trouble with my PC, my tablet. I had to reboot it twice, and then I had to unplug it completely and put it into another PowerPoint. And oh, it's been a bit of an afternoon. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm going to make this poppy wreath. All right. And I've die cut all the pieces, and at the moment we're just breaking the fibres of all the petals for the leaf, and then we will put it together. And this actually is the thing that takes the longest. Putting it together is easy, right? And I'm actually going to put together a kit, so that if anybody wants to have a go, make their own, I can give them all the bits, all these bits, all die cut, and then you can just do the same as I'm doing and then put it together. That we're going to have 9 flowers on our wreath, right? And each of the flowers has a big flower as its base, and then 3 of these smaller petals, if you like, to make up the poppy. It's actually our poppy parade card, Judy, and what I'm doing is I'm just literally breaking the fibres. So here's what it looks like. So it's cardstock. Yeah. And I'm just breaking the fibres to make it look like poppy leaves. All right. And there's 27 of these, and you just need to just keep bending it. And I think the most important bits are the edges, because poppy leaves, as I said earlier, which you probably missed, they're never straight, are they? They're quite wrinkly and delicate looking. There we go, nearly there, nearly there. As I say, this bit is the bit that takes the most time, really, because it's fiddly and you have to do each one. That one's still a bit straight, so that's fine. But once you're done, the putting together, I don't think takes very long. Now when I've done this last one, I will run through what we're going to use. Okay. Right, so we've got 27 small leaves, right, because each one needs 3. We've got 9 of the big leaves. Oh, there's another one there that I haven't done. 9 of the big petals, flower shapes. We've got 6 leaves. We've got 18 of the medium daisy punch shapes, and they're in basic black. This is garden green for the leaves, and the poppies themselves are Poppy Parade, right? And you're also going to need some little 1/2 inch circles. So let's get putting it together, shall we? So these are the circles, and I've actually cut these using cherry cobbler. So I'm just going to glue these together. Now if you're not as lucky to have a machine like I've got, you can just cut round a plate and then cut the centre out like so. Ooh. Now before I put this bit on, I'm going to put some ribbon on. Now this is our lovely real red stitched ribbon, so I'm going to pop that on like so. So that'll give me a loop that I can use to hang up my wreath. I'm just putting a nice big blob of glue there. Obviously I want that to stay put. Okay. Oops. Make sure that's even all the way around. Okay, so now I'm just going to set that aside and let that dry a minute. So I'm going to bring in the flowers. So I want 1 big flower, and then I want 3 of the smaller flowers. And what I did was I just laid them, and you can see the flowers have got a flatter side and then a curvy side. So what I'm doing is I'm going to lay 3 of them on top. So you need a blob of glue like so. There we go, there's our first layer of our poppies. Now I'm going to just make these all up to start with. And I'm trying to keep the glue at the middle of my flower. Alright, because then if you decide that you want to wrinkle up your petals and make them really dimensional, you can. So that's another one done. And I've seen several people making poppy wreaths using virtually the same thing as I'm using here, but perhaps not having them as wrinkly as mine, and I just thought they were a bit flat, so I would make mine hopefully look a bit more realistic. That's the idea anyway. Okay. Bring in another one. And of course don't forget the liquid glue. Our liquid glue takes a little while to dry, so if you just go through and do all the flowers first, then by the time you're ready to putting them onto your ring, hopefully they should be a bit drier. and I think it's better to do it in a kind of a, you know, an organised fashion. So I'm doing all my flowers first, like so. Oh, hello Jeanette, thank you very much for joining. I'm making a poppy wreath. And those of you that weren't with me at the beginning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer the poppy wreath with 3 cards as a kit, and you could then make your own poppy wreath up and have a couple of cards as well, and I will donate some of the money to the British Legion Poppy Appeal. So if you would like to have a wreath to put in your window, then just let me know and I will give you all of the bits, the ring, the ribbon, all of these die cut bits, plus the cards, which I'll show you in a little while. Oh, hello Penny, welcome. I'm making a poppy wreath. I'm so sorry those of you that were expecting me to go live at 2 o'clock, but I had a bit of trouble with my laptop. I'm going to blame my laptop. It was probably me actually. So Penny, we're making a wreath and we're going to have 9 flowers on it. I'll show you in a minute, and I'm just putting this together. And if any of you would like to share today, I will put together a little gift, and I'll put everybody who shares into a draw. The one that I did a fortnight ago, Jeanette won. So that was the bumblebee one, if you remember. But it would be lovely if you do. Oh, sorry, Penny. Yeah, I was a bit very late getting started in the end. If you do share, please write shared in the comments, because there's something with Facebook that, although I can see that perhaps a couple of people have shared, I don't know who has shared, and I don't know everybody. I can't see, you know, if everybody's done it or not. So if you would like a little gift from me for sharing, please share it and then drop a little comment to say that you shared. Oh, thank you, Jeanette. I'm glad you liked it. It was that lovely bumblebee paper. There we go. Right, oh, I've got one more flower to do. So then we will have should have 9 flowers that we've finished. There we go. And one more. Oh, I seem to have an extra one, but that's all right. And I seem to have managed to have got glue. Right, you do get gluey doing this, so we should have 9 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I can count. Good. So I've got an extra leaf which I don't need. So now we're going to do the middles. So let's bring back the earlier ones we did. So the middles are just 2 of these punched shapes, and I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And what you need to do is you need to just put a blob of glue in the middle of your punch shape, and these are basic black, and then lay the top one in between. Yeah, so like that. And I'm going to go along and do all of those. So you can see where you need your silicone mat. I might have to get another glue out. Oh. There we go. So we've got 18 of these black daisies. They're going to go on there. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, and one more. One more is 9. So right, so we got 9 of those. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put those in the centre of our big flowers that we've created. Okay, and what you really need is you need something with a sort of a pointy end. So what am I going to use? I'm going to use the end of a pen, because what I want to do is I want to bring these up like so. So I'm going to go and do that, just making a little basket. Alright, so I'm just pulling them down like so. I miss how many poppies? Oh, hello Leslie, welcome. Oh, I'm going to wave to you. There are 9 big petals, and then there are 3 of the smaller petals. All right, and I've used the dies that I think are called Peaceful Poppies. I think that's what it's, if I remember, that's what it's called. Yeah. And I'm using Poppy Parade cardstock. Okay. So you need 9 big ones and 27 of the smaller ones, and you just need the outline die. All right. And then you need 18 of the medium daisies punched in basic black, and you need 6 leaves. You need 11 inches of, I've used the Real Red double stitched edged ribbon. You need 11 inches, and you need the ring that I've chosen to do is a 7-inch ring. All right, but obviously you can do whatever your dinner plate size is, or you can do a smaller one, use a tea plate if you want, and then you probably wouldn't need quite so many flowers. So there we go, we've made some baskets now. Now I'm going to bring in the flowers, and I'm going to put some glue on the centre of my flower. And I'm popping this down here. Just pushing it down in place. And I'm not worried if it flattens again, because I'll be able to poke it up. I'll be able to fluff it up. Right. Just make sure that you obviously need a connection between the base of your basket that you've made and your flower. If you can get them in the centre rather than offset like that one was, then I think they look better. Whoops. Okay. Oh, I don't want to stick down. I think it's because I've got glue on the end of my pen. Go. Nearly there, nearly there. One more to do, and then we've got our 9 flowers finished. Or nearly finished, should I say. Right, so now what I'm going to do now is I said that I'd punched some little 1/2-inch circles out of black cardstock. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the centre of the flowers. I'm going to put my glue away for a minute, and I'm going to pop it up with a dimensional, just to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to pop my dimensional in there, take the backing off. I must bring in pop that on there like so. So that gives it a kind of a more realistic centre to the flower. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my dimensionals in the middle of all of the flowers, like so. that one, that one. There we go. Okay, and then let's take the backing off. Done that one off. Let's get that one out of the way. Done that one. Yeah, I don't. There we go. So 2. There we go. And here's the last one. Okay. There we go. Right, so we've done our flowers. So let me just get rid of these bits from the back of the dimensionals, because they're going to just catch hold of everything. Oh, I think I'm just going to have a slurp. Have you got tea with you, girls? Right, so now I'm going to bring in my circle, and I'm with my ribbon at the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the first flower up at the top, and we do need some glue. And then I'm going to place my flowers so that I can, so we can see how they're going to go. Okay. Right. So 3, 3. Right. So let's put them in. You're slurping. I hope it's something nice, Judy. Here we go. And we have got some leaves to put on, so we'll put those on in the gaps, so don't worry about that. If you can still see some of the wreath, we will put some leaves on there to disguise it, which is one of the reasons I did it in Cherry Cobbler, because I thought that's quite a nice dark colour and it won't matter if it shows through a little bit. Okay, we've got 9. Make sure they're all stuck down good and secure. Yeah. Neat gin! Good grief, Judy! Cool. I must confess, gin. I mean, I'm not a drinker at any rate, but I used to hate it when we were in the pub. I used to hate it when people used to order gin, because the smell of gin just turns my stomach. I just don't know how anybody can drink it. Oh, you'd fancy gin, do you, Penny? Good. Well, there we go. So there's our flowers in place. Now let's bring in our leaves. Now they're going to pop in sort of like so. So what I'm going to do, what I found the easiest thing to do was to put some glue just on this bottom leaf here, right? And then you can kind of squeeze it underneath there like that. Right. Well, you've got to be a bit careful of. Can you see there? I've got a stalk that's coming out, and I remember now what I did was I cut the stalks off because I didn't want the stalks showing. But I'm still going to put some glue on that bottom leaf. Only the flavoured ones. Oh, you can get all sorts of flavoured gin now, can't you? Let's cut all of these stalks off. What's your favourite flavour then, Penny? Inside here. You can put them on the inside or the outside, just exactly as you like. I should put another one. Put another one down there. Another one on the inside down here, just tucking it in. There we go. So there's our wreath. Now when you're happy that that's orange and rhubarb, oh, that sounds nice. I love orange and I love rhubarb. I don't think I've ever had the two together though. Very nice. And do you have it with tonic, or do you just have it with just on its own when it's a flavoured gin? Until I'm not a gin drinker. So I'm just giving that a good press down just to make sure. Now I'm going to turn it over. Yeah, I'm going to cut off that stalk there. I don't want that in the way. There's our flower. And then when I'm satisfied that that glue has dried, then what I will do is I will start to go around my wreath and just give some dimension to my poppies. So just bringing up the black bits, leaving some flat. Some that are sticking up, some not. And then of course I can go round and I can start to just give a bit of dimension to my poppies so they're not flat. As well as the wrinkles you've put in them, you can lift the leaves a little bit as well. And that's why I chose to put 3 petals on there, just to, so that it just looks a bit more like a real flower, really. lemonade. Ooh. Well, I'd like lemonade, orange and rhubarb on its own, I think. Bet that tastes quite nice. Lovely. Does your mum like flavoured gin as well, Penny? I bet she does. There we go. There. And there we have it. Our lovely poppy wreath, which we can hang in our window on Remembrance Day. In fact, I'm going to put it up before then. I just think it looks really pretty. And I've actually got some spray enamel, and I'm actually wondering whether if I spray it with enamel, whether it will sit outside, and I could put it on my door rather than on my window. I will try it, and I will let you know what happens to it. But there we go. Oh, she says it's too sweet. Really? So she likes it just natural gin, does she, Penny? Gin and tonic, I expect. There we go. So there's our wreath. Are you going to have a go, or would anybody like to buy the kit? Just say if you do, and I'll send you some details. But there's our wreath ready to hang in our window. And I think it looks pretty good. Pretty good. And that took us, well, I suppose it's probably taken us about 45 minutes. Ah. Yeah, I think it's taken us about 45 minutes to do it from start to finish. Of course, if you were going to make it from scratch, you'd have to die cut all the pieces and everything as well. But I think that's pretty nice, pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Now what I thought I'd do is I'd show you the cards that are going to come in the kit. So we're going to have 3 cards. There's this one. This is also using the die cut flowers, and what I've done here is I've die cut them in white, and then I've used the outline die and layered it up and some ribbon, and you'll get all of the card pieces, punch shapes. These are punched, these shapes. Obviously I can't supply you with the stamp, but there's enough room there to use one of your own stamps, and you'll get some of this lovely Poppy Parade squiggly paper as well. And then there's another one that I've die cut some flowers, and this time this is Cherry Cobbler with Poppy Parade on it, and just 2 leaves. So, and I've put the white card mat through the Subtles embossing folder. Oh, hello, Sue. Oh, you are a bit late. Welcome. And then there's this one, which is, I think, is quite stunning in just black and white. And these 2, you'll notice I haven't put sentiments on. I've left them so you can choose whatever sentiment you like. But if you do choose to have the kit, then I will give you some card so that you could you'd have some card onto which you could stamp, so that you could put your sentiment. All right. So those are the 3, and obviously they will come with some envelopes as well. Now, shall we do some stamping? Would you like to see me make some cards? I'm going to use the stamps from the Painted Poppies set. I love this set. Yes, 11th of November, Sue, is the next treat time session. Alright, so I'm going to make some cards using this, and I'm going to make them in red. Let's get those out of the way. as we've been doing Poppy Parade, I thought we would stick with the red theme and we would do them in red. So the first, and I've got everything already on blocks, so I just need to bring in I need to just hang my wreath up. No, we won't be doing this on the 11th. I'm afraid we'll be doing something very different on the 11th, Sue. Haven't yet decided what we'll be doing. We might even do Christmas cards. I will see. No, the 11th is a Sunday, isn't it? What day of the week is Remembrance Sunday? No, the 8th is Remembrance Sunday on the 11th, isn't it? I'm getting my days all muddled up. We could use Poppy Parade though at treat time. That's an idea. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Poppy Parade ink. We're going to use that, and I'm going to use I think I'm going to use Granny Apple Green if I could find it. I had it this morning because I was actually filming this morning making some cards. And I seem to have put down my Granny Apple Green somewhere and can't find it. So we'll use Pear Pizzazz instead, which is another nice green. So let's see. So the first card I'm going to make, I'm going to use this lovely row of poppies. Can you see here? This lovely row of poppies here. And I'm going to stamp them in Pear Pizzazz. There we go. So we've now got a row of poppies. Lovely. Yes, I think we will, Jeanette. We will definitely stop and do our minute silence like we always do. I think that's only right that we should, don't you? We've done it in peculiar places. We did it in the pub, didn't we, the last time we did it, when we were having our crafty day. And I think it's only right that we do the same again. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of colour to my flowers, and I'm going to use one of our Stampin' Right markers, and this is the one that goes with Poppy Parade. I'm just going to use the brush end, and I'm not colouring, I'm not being very pedantic but colouring, I'm just putting some colour on there. I'm just adding some colour, and I'm not worrying if I go over the lines or don't fill the flower up completely. It's just to add a bit of colour. You found some... Oh, did you? Well, excellent, Sue. You'll be all ready to make your Christmas cards then, won't you? That was perfect timing that you found them in time to make your Christmas cards. If it was me and I was looking in charity shops, I always find things when it's too late to use them. I guarantee if I was looking for a winter coat, I wouldn't find it when I wanted it. I'd find it when it was hot and sunny. just adding some colour to our poppies. There's some little buds here as well, so there we go. So a little bit of colour to those. And then what I'm going to do is, now this is going to probably surprise you a bit, I am going to bring in, now I need some, I'm going to use, there's a 50p, well done Sue, well spotted. Right, so I'm going to bring in this splatter. Okay, you see there's two splatters, there's this small one and then this big one, and I'm going to use the little one, and I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to stamp off, right, and I'm just literally going to apply some colour behind my poppies. So it makes it look like there's a field of poppies behind the poppies that I've stamped on there. There we go. Bring in my chamois and give these two a clean. Yeah, that was a bargain, wasn't it, Jeanette? Absolutely, 50p. Here we go. Right, so that's all of what I've done. Oh, blow, well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover up the bottom. Now I'm going to bring in that splat again, and I'm going to put a little bit of green just towards the bottom. I'm not coming too far up, just to make it look like they're sat on the ground. I'm actually going to put some designer series paper. Lovely, good. So, right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sentiment on here, and I'm using the Many Mates stamp set, which this has become a favourite of mine because it's got so many different sentiments on it, and I think I'm going to use this one, Celebrate. Have I put it away? I had it out this morning because, as I say, I filmed making some cards this morning. Oh, be a good idea if I looked in the stamp set, wouldn't it? In fact, I'm going to use Thanks. I like Thanks. I'm going to get a little block. I got a block. I've got a little block. I've got a big block. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp Thanks up here. Lovely. Good. Right, now before I get ink over everything, I'm just going to shut those up. And what I am going to do is I've got a white card base, and somewhere I have cut a piece of, I had a piece of designer series paper. What did I do with it? If I can't find it, I will cut another piece. I've got 3 cards we're going to make. Right, this is going to go across here, and this is from the 6x6 Brights designer series paper pack, and I'm going to put that across the bottom, and that covers up that blob. So let's put this across the bottom. Oh, I could do it that way around. Nah, I think the writing looks nice. As long as I can make sure the writing is up the right way. Yeah. Squiggle of glue. Goes on the end. And I'm just lining it right to the bottom. Oops. There, that covers up that splodge. And I need to just trim it down just a little bit because it's going to stick out. And when if you ever have where card or designer series paper sticks over the edge, cut it from the reverse side. That way you've got a straight edge for your scissors to go against. All right, so I'm just going to bring in my scissors and I'm just going to cut off that bit there. See, now I've got a nice straight edge. That's fine. And I'm going to bring in my card base. Oh, here's my card base. And that is going to go on there, like so. Do you think I need some red card behind it? Let's see, have I got a piece of red? Yeah, I have. Let's put a piece of red behind it, see what it looks like, see if it makes it pop. Okay, Sue, thank you for popping in. I'll see you at treat time. That's going to go there like so. Oh yeah, I think it needs a little bit of red behind it. So let's pop this onto our base card. And then I'm going to put the white piece with our stamping on the top. There we go. So there's our card. There's one card done. Okay, now I'm going to put some pearls on, I think. Do you find that you have days where you use pearls or jewels, you don't mix them up? I do like pearls, so I'm going to put a few pearls on, and I'm just going to literally dot them across my page. There we go, 3 little pearls, and that's our card done. So card number 1. So let's do another one. And this one I'm going to use one of the big flowers that are part of the Painted Poppies. I'm going to use this one. So let me bring that in. And I'm going to use a leaf, and I think I'm going to probably use the big splatter. Yay! Cool. Right, so let's bring in our poppy parade. Oh. That's better. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stamp Isn't this a lovely flower? Lovely. So I'm just going across the corner there, and then I'm going to come across here. Lovely. And I've stamped off. I always think if you can do some stamping off the page, it makes it look far more realistic. And of course with stamps you can do that. No, I don't want to put another bit there. Let's clean that off. And I'm going to stamp some leaves. And again, I'm going to use my Pear Pizzazz. And I'm not worrying if they overlap the flowers. Okay, so there's our leaves. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just clean my splatters off, because I'm going to use both of those. I'll start with the green. Now this little one I've discovered, that one there, fills in the leaf quite nicely. So if you're like me and you can't really colour very well, you can use your stamp to apply some colour. Although I do like colouring, I'd never think when I've done it, it always looks a bit childlike, but there we go, that's good. Now I'm going to bring in my Poppy Parade and my big splatter. I'll show you what this looks like. Look, cool. I'm going to, lovely. Just going to use that to apply some colour to our poppies. Random. There we go. Okay. Now, what shall I do? I'm going to bring in a card base. Now what I've done is I had a piece of the designer series paper left, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that at the bottom, and then this is going to go on the top of there like so. Or shall I turn it over and use the other side? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that could there, very nice. Now what I did already was I punched out a shape from the Lovely Me Label punch. Is it Lovely Me Label or Label Me Lovely? I never get the name right. It's called Label Me Lovely. Right, I've done one of those, and then I've got a die cut which I think comes from the Happy Hippos, and that sits in there really nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp Get Well Soon. I'm going to stamp on this one. This is going to be a Get Well Soon card. So if we know anybody who's poorly, let's see if we can get it lined up. I'm using those 2 points. Get well soon. Lovely. Nice. Clean that. And as I say, the sentiments come from the Many Mates, and then I'm going to pop that on there like so, and that's going to go on there. Now what I think I might do, just to give it a little bit of interest, I'm going to bring in my little splat, and I'm going to just, yeah, I'm going to just stamp off and just add a few little bits around the edge there. Okay. Now while I'm putting the card together, I'm going to just put the lids onto my ink pads, because you know what I'm like, girls, ink will get everywhere. So let's put these together like so. Shall I use some dimensionals? Why not? Let's pop that up on some dimensionals. Like so. And then pop that onto our punched out shape. Doesn't that fit nicely in there? Pretty. Right, so let's glue this together. Bring in our liquid glue. This is going to sit on there. So. As I've said before, I do love this stamp set. It's really, really nice. And then that's going to go on there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, and then I think I might put a bow on it. Put that there, sort of in that gap in this there. And then I've got a piece of this real red stitched ribbon, which was the same ribbon that I used to hang up my wreath with. Bunny ears method, and it does tie nice bows. There we go. Nice. Lovely, lovely. And I think I'm just going to pop that on there. So bring in a glue dot, and our glue dots are the best thing ever for sticking behind the knot of a bow, and then putting it onto your card like so. And then I'll chop off that long bit because I don't need that, do I? There we go, and there's another card done. Pop some pearls on though first. And I tend to just dot my pearls about, or whatever embellishments I'm doing. I'm not 1, 2, 3. I do try to keep them as uneven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll put let's put this up here. Perhaps put one on the top there, like so. There we go. So there's another card. Are you still with me? You are good girls, staying. Right. So there's our next card. So I've got one more card that I'm going to make, and I think this will surprise you. It surprised me when I made it. Very nice card. I like you. You're very welcome to case it. Of course you can. Absolutely. Absolutely. I did a video this morning, Jeanette, and I made these cards, but I made them in Gorgeous Grape. Oh, and they look stunning. I will show them to you when I've finished. Right, so now we are going to use this. This is on the stamp set. You get this big splodge. I don't know what else to call it, a splodge. And you can use it to colour in your big poppy, all right? But I'm going to use it slightly differently, all right? So let's go. Now I'm just going to look at the one I made this morning. Yeah, here we go. Right, I remember how I did it now. So I need some real red, and let's just stamp it just to see what it comes out like, so you can see. And can you see it's got that kind of dimension to it? It's not just one flat stamp. So here we go. I am literally just stamping. I love where that stamps over there, and then I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to come over here, come here, stamp off. So you can see I'm kind of making a bit of a mess, really. At least that's what it looks like, doesn't it? A bit of a mess, but you wait and see. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in the little flower, and we haven't used the little flower yet. There we go. It's kind of a flower that's, you're looking at it, instead of looking down on it, you're looking from the side, I guess. And this stamps like this. Can you see? Right, so here we go. I am literally just going to stamp, and I'm twisting round my stamp, I'm twisting round my paper, I'm just making a big bouquet of poppies. There we go, look at that. Cool. Well, I think it is. Now, what I need to do is I need to put a little, I'm going to bring in some green. I'm going to, let's get this out of the way. I'm going to bring in some green, and I'm going to, because this is a bit sort of ethereal, if you know what I mean, a bit sort of impressionistic, if you like. I'm going to bring in my green little splodge, and I'm just going to fill in some gaps. Now there aren't many gaps, but this will just give the impression that there are some leaves. Go. Now I do need to stamp a sentiment, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp happy birthday. I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to just stamp it here. And I don't even mind if I... There we go. Da-da-da. There we go. Right. Now this is a very simple card, this one. Oh, I need a card base. I thought I had one. So I've got my card base. This is going to go on here. And I don't think it needs anything behind it. I'm just going to literally put that on there like that. So I'm going to squiggle of glue. There we go. And that's another card done. A nice simple card. So what do you reckon? So there's 3 cards that we've made. Oh, shall I put some pearls on? Go on. I can't not really, can I? So where am I going to put my pearls? I'm going to put a little pearl just under the exclamation mark there. I'm going to dot a few about. Just going to dot all about. Sort of dotting them about. So there we do. There's our card. Well, girls, what do you reckon? There's 3 cards that we've made. 1, 2, 3, all using the Painted Poppies set. And along with our leaf, our lovely, well, I think it's lovely. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad you like it. Along with our wreath, we've had quite a good afternoon, I think, haven't we? Let me just lay them out so you can see them. Yeah. So there we go. There's our, can you see my wreath? Yeah. Love a good red. Yes. Yes. And those of you that know, red was the colour that, thank you Penny, I'm glad you like it too. Red was the colour that I joined Stampin' Up for, because I used to make wedding stationery and I used to dread it if a bride came to me and said, can you make me do my wedding stationery in red? Because you could guarantee I might get a nice red ink, but could I ever find the ribbon to match it or card to match it? No, not on your Nelly could I. So that was, once I discovered that Stampin' Up coordinate ribbon, ink, paper all together, that was it sold. So that's why I joined Stampin' Up, to get the coordinated colours, and I think this looks beautiful. So thank you all very, very much for watching. And I'm so sorry I was so late, but there were extenuating circumstances. Oh, I promised I would show you the cards that I made on a recording that I did this morning. So let me just get this out of the way. Let me turn this paper over. So this morning I did a recording that's going to go out on YouTube over the weekend, hopefully. And I chose my favourite colour, gorgeous grape. So there's the cards are virtually the same as the ones we've just made. And that's what gave me the idea to do them this afternoon, but in red. So there we go. And this ribbon is oh, what's it called? Purple Posy, but I cut the Hessian bit off, so I just got a nice little one. And look at this one. This is the one that, oh, I thought that was stunning, is that. So there we go. So there's the cards that I made this morning that are going to be on YouTube. So if did you know that I've got a YouTube channel? I would love it if you would go over there and watch. I think I've got up to 80 subscribers on YouTube. It would be lovely to get to 100. So there we go. Brilliant. So thank you all so much for watching and for being so patient. And as I say, if you would like to have a wreath to hang in your window, just send me a message and I can put a kit together for you so that you can make a kit and pop it in your window. So that's it for now. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye. Now let's see how long it takes me to finish this.